What's going on, YouTube? This is my first video, movie reaction channel, Nate's Thoughts, and I am going to be reviewing none other than James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. And now this, and I know I'm a little bit late to the party because so many other channels have reviewed it. This will probably get barely any views, which I'm not worried about because I'm new. I'm a little bit late to the party, but I've watched it when it first came out. So I've seen the movie quite a few times, and that should tell you how much I like this movie. I'm going to just jump right in it. It's a huge step up from the 2016 version of Suicide Squad. There were so many things wrong with the 2016 version. The way that it was marketed, especially with the neon and the music, I just was not a fan of it. And I love 21 Pilots, I really do. I just was not a fan of the marketing. The neon theme going on, I don't know what that was. I'm hoping that the Ayer cut eventually gets released. I mean, we got the Zack Snyder version of the Justice League release, so that was a blessing. So hopefully we eventually get to see the Ayer cut. I got a feeling that version would be a lot better. But would it be better than James Gunn's version? Probably not, because it's James Gunn, and he's had a lot of success in his filmography. This version is a lot better than the 2016 version. And as far as characters go, next is characters. This version of the Suicide Squad has a lot of likable characters versus, the 2016 version. And a major character that changed a lot from the 2016 versus the 2021 is Rick Flag. And I came out, after watching the movie, I was surprised because Rick Flag was actually one of my favorite characters in that movie, in the 2021 version. And he was a total ass in the 2016 version. That was probably one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite character. Next up is Bloodsport, which, watching the 2021 version, it did seem like a version of Deathstroke, because this was James Gunn's way of, replacing Deathstroke with Bloodsport. But Bloodsport is a comic character. So, and, Idris Elba, being that good actor that he is, watched him in American Gangster, watched him in his television show, watched him in The Office. Everybody seems to forget that. He did amazing as Bloodsport. And, he played a really good criminal / anti-hero, because that's basically what that Suicide Squad is. They convert to anti-heroes because they basically save the day under Amanda Waller. Which brings me to my next point. Amanda Waller, played by Viola Davis, who is an amazing actress. She did another phenomenal job as Amanda Waller, like she did in 2016. There wasn't really much of a difference between the 2016 and the 2021 version of Amanda Waller. I mean, she was the same, and that's not a bad thing. She stayed the same, and that was one of the very few good parts about the 2016 version, and transferred over to the 2021, and she was still good as Amanda Waller. Played that asshole boss that put bombs in their head, and you can clearly see all that play out in this 2021 version. Another character that I really like, Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, and I think that is one of the best decisions the DCU has ever made. Margot Robbie is probably my second favorite DCU character, and she is the perfect Harley Quinn, live action wise. And she has that voice, but it seems like every time I watch a different movie with her as Harley Quinn, her accent changes a little bit. I never did see Birds of Prey though, so I gotta watch that and review that, which I'll probably do tomorrow. So far, I really like Rick Flag, I like Bloodsport, I like Amanda Waller, and I love Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn. There's a couple characters that I didn't really know about, and that one of them was Polka Dot Man, played by David, I can't pronounce his last name. But he's a good actor, and he was in The Dark Knight, too. And he was in The Flash as Abracadabra, I believe. He did amazing as Polka Dot Man, and he was one of the actual characters that I really enjoyed. One of the top 3, top 5 characters that I really enjoyed. That character is so fascinating, too, just shooting polka dots. There was a couple scenes in there that was kind of fun. It made me laugh. Not a lot of people I've read online, not a lot of people laughed at this, but I did. And then you get John Cena. I know there's probably going to be jokes in the comments if I ever do get comments. John Cena, I'm not a really big fan of his acting or WWE, but you got to admit he's a pretty good charismatic person. And he did an amazing job as Peacemaker. And I never knew about the character until this movie. he did amazing as a character, dude. And I was surprised. I'm like, wow, this is really John Cena playing this character like this? Wow, that's pretty cool, man. You know, that was one of the best. I would say Peacemaker is the top 3. I would put Rick Flag, Bloodsport, and Peacemaker in the top 3. Fourth would probably be my next character, Ratcatcher 2. Ratcatcher 2, gotta emphasize the 2 because of Ratcatcher 1. Spoiler alert, not really. The first Ratcatcher in this movie passed away, played by Taika Waititi. I'm sorry, please don't hate me in the comments. I can't pronounce his name. I really can't, but he's real best friends with James Gunn. He does the Marvel stuff, so he copped over here. That was a pretty good scene too. The interaction between Ratcatcher 2 and Ratcatcher 1, her father. That was a pretty heartfelt moment. That was probably one of my favorite moments of the movie. But her character was amazing, and her arc, sharing it with Bloodsport, that rat fear, and it came full circle at the end. That was a pretty good arc. You know, I like how I also like in this movie how James Gunn put the wording, like 2 days earlier or 8 hours earlier or 8 minutes earlier. I really like that effect that James Gunn implemented into this movie. That was probably one of my favorite parts of the movie. You know, it's so creative. James Gunn is just a creative director overall. If you've watched his Guardians of the Galaxy movies, fourth place I would put her because I really like Rick Flag, Bloodsport, and then Harley Quinn. But fourth, Ratcatcher. Fifth, Polka Dot Man. So as far as the characters go in the movie, perfect. Amazing. But the only issue I had with the movie was the Thinker, played by the Doctor Who actor. I forgot his name. I just, it didn't seem like he was the Thinker, if you know what I mean. I mean, the Thinker is usually outsmarting everybody because that's who he is. He's smart. He's probably one of the smartest villains in the whole comic book world. In this movie, I just felt like he was underutilized. I mean, he set up the Starfish program that the government didn't know about and Rick Flag wanted to expose. But Peacemaker came in, stepped in, and said, no, man, I can't let you do that. I got to keep the peace. I mean, I'm under this deal contract with Amanda Waller. He was underutilized in this movie. And that's one of my very few complaints about the movie is I think the Thinker really wasn't that OP, And I wish that we'd seen him. He wish he had lived in the movie to be in a Flash movie like Captain Boomerang, which is another disappointment. Like, why kill off Captain Boomerang? I mean, I get the point. They wanted to kill him off because they wanted a whole new set of Suicide Squads, but why not just I don't know. But overall, the score is amazing too. At the end of the movie, Culture Abuse is the band name that I was looking up when the rat was laying on Bloodsport's lap. You know a movie's going to be good with James Gunn and the soundtrack is going to be amazing with James Gunn. And this is another perfect example. It has a good soundtrack. It's shot so well. That scene with Melton, especially, that's another character. I'm like, this guy's going to die, but he's just like an innocent. He's a bystander. That's all he was. But you felt bad for him when he died. And Polka Dot Man surprised me. But no. Overall, the score is amazing. The characters is amazing. The writing from James Gunn, I'm not surprised, but I'm a little bit surprised because of the 2016 backlash. I'm like, is this going to be any better than 2016? But I should have known with James Gunn. So this is my review of the Suicide Squad 2021. If you like the video, make sure to hit subscribe. Comment down below how I can improve. I'm starting out with a phone, so please don't hate me. I'm getting a new job soon, so I'm going to build my money up to buy a camera and a computer so I can edit, look like a pro, and hopefully start off this channel. So see you guys.